Hello, my name is John Lewis from the show Uncorked TV, and I'm here with Gabriel Lees and Mie Araki from the group Tidelands Music. I wondered if you could talk a little bit about how you guys came together and how your sound has evolved.
Well, Mie and I played in a previous band together. She was kind of the last in a long string of drummers in the band, The Love Times Nowhere. And then when that band broke up, the two of us just continued on together, and it wasn't really an intention to just be a two-piece, but that's just how it started out, and we just kept going and adding instruments as we went to kind of fill in the sound from the lack of other musicians. So I started doing the live looping, she started adding the synth in, I picked up the horn, and we just kind of built it from scratch.
Now, I was reading in one of your reviews on your website, Tidelands Music, that you've been together for 10 years. Is that about right?
This band has only existed maybe 3.5 years, but maybe we've known each other. Have we known each other 10 years now?
You met 10 years ago,
yeah.
That's what it was. Right. And now you're working on your third CD, is that correct?
Yeah, we just finished recording an EP that will be like our third official release, although in there as well we did a split 7-inch with another local artist named Debbie Nayer, so we did one of her songs and one of our songs, and we both played on each other's songs. Mm-hmm. And now we have completed another one, and we haven't released it yet, and we're not exactly sure when we will, but soon.
Some bands, they come out with their first CD and they haven't got quite their act together, and then the second CD comes on. I don't think it really applies in this case. The Holy Grail, was that from your first CD?
First
okay.
First CD.
That's the one that kind of blew me away in terms of the animation and the graphics.
It is definitely mind-blowing.
Where did you find the animator, and how did it come to be?
I was in San Francisco and then looking for something in Japan. Mm-hmm. And then I happened to find some artist exhibition, like up-and-coming new people. And then I saw the animator, Ami Kurata, Ami's illustration, and I was like, wow, that looks very beautiful.
I couldn't figure out how it did it, because it looked like, on the one hand, it was like individual frames, but on the other hand, it looked like computer graphics.
It's pretty impressive. She actually hand drew and hand watercolored every frame of that video individually, and then each image was scanned into the computer, where then she used those images.
So she did not create digitally, she created analog.
Yes,
exactly.
she did.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. So everyone, if you have a chance, you should check it out.
The New Black, the second CD.
Yeah.
And then Coil.
Yeah.
From the second CD as well?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. And
so we should just mention right now, because both of those videos were done by the same person. So Nelson Brazil was the videographer.
I was going to ask, yeah. Again, we love to feature San Francisco artists, and the song and the video Coil was just so genuinely San Francisco, and I was just watching it. There was like a glasses store that he filmed in, and it was like, which I always shop for, because there's like, you can get 2 pairs of glasses for $20, by the way.
Really?
The New Black, very different video where you're inside a studio, and I was going to ask you, there was a lot of like wooden panels in that studio. Where is that studio located, and what kind of effect do those wooden panels give you?
Well, the studio itself is called Tiny Telephone, and it's in the Mission Potrero neighborhood. I think in studios, like, any odd angles are good, and that's the idea behind the panels. You don't want sound that bounces back and then reflects back and forth with squares. So I think those cedar planks gives a lot of just rough surface, and I think that's a really good thing in a recording environment.
Well, it sounded good. I don't know if the acoustics from the video were from the actual recording. Do you recall?
I think they were. I think they were.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
either that or you're a damn good lip syncer.
No, I think it was. I think he filmed during some of the tracking, and the rest of that video was shot right in that neighborhood.
Tidelands achieves widescreen sonic grandeur. I didn't know what it meant, but it sounded great.
I think there's a cinematic quality to a lot of the stuff we do, and on the records, we have worked with orchestral instrumentation quite a bit. So both the records have that and include that, and I think that's probably the sound that they're referring to. It's you could take away the lyrics and the words and still have a very orchestral, sweeping sort of sound. And we try to do that live with the looping. Obviously, we don't have those instruments at our disposal, but with Mie playing keyboards and drums at the same time. She can do some of that on the keyboards, and I can do some of that layering with the live looping and the horn.
Are you inspired by the Bay Area, or am I just like saying that because I think saw the video?
Oh, I think very much so I am. I mean, we're all products of our environments, and I think I take inspiration from the natural setting of where we live, as well as I spent some of my youth, not all of it, but some formative years in Marin County, and Mount Tam and the fog rolling over the hills, the headlands. I mean, all that stuff it's pretty deep in there.
So let's talk about the first song that you're going to do for us.
That is a brand new song. We've started playing that out at performances recently, but it's not yet recorded, and it's still in development. But it just has a good energy about it right now for us. So we chose to do that.
What is the name of it?
It's called Wise Men. So it's maybe just paying homage a little bit to the people who came before us, and figured out all this amazing technology that we use for everything in our everyday lives, as well as these incredible instruments we play. Collective knowledge that came together to create a guitar or an amplifier or a camera. The people who were inspired to build those things and try to live up to that ourselves.
So will this be the first recording of this song?
It will.
Technically?
It will.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
A first.